back to our podcast of a very spooktacular October. This is actually going to be posted in November 1st because our Friday lands on November. Put your f***ing phone away.
I just brought my spooky friend Cement.
Anyways, I have a few friends with me because apparently they like to crash in my house a little bit.
This is the first time I've been in your house.
Touché. Anyways, we have here, who do we got here today?
We got Cement on the phone.
There you
That's a meme, apparently.
It's just a stupid photo I found.
Okay. And who else what's your real name?
Matt.
Okay.
Daniel.
I gotta find another one.
And?
Biggie Smooth. No, you gonna get shot.
His name is Yui. He's a trap.
We'll go by
I'm gonna get shot at, I swear to God.
that.
Anyways, I'm the tent lady here with all my cool green gear because I can. Who else do we got in this fine podcast? Who else do we got here? Hello?
We got Vincent, and you can find me on the Vincentgram adventure as always. And yeah.
Nice. And who else do we got?
No, I see what you're doing.
Oh, looks like apparently it looks like Tara keeps on reappearing and disappearing. So we'll let him be reappearing and disappearing like magical fairy dust.
Ooh.
Tara, do you hear us?
There we go. Yeah, I had to move my computer slightly because if it's a certain way, it doesn't connect.
Ooh.
So now it's a lot better.
Nice.
But no, I have to keep closing.
Where can we find you?
Room. Oh.
Where can we find you on the internet?
Terrible Insight on Instagram.
Nice, very nice. So, we're gonna have a very fun themed.
Yes. I'm going to just give me a second.
Yeah, my friends like to be obnoxious, especially when they're trying to be somewhat appropriate.
You told me to be a meme because I don't know anything about Luigi.
Okay, speaking of the Daredevil himself.
He sounded so depressed.
Luigi.
Yes.
Me, but you told me to do this.
Anyways, we're gonna talk about Luigi's Mansion since the game has been launched on Halloween, or well, tomorrow, but technically, if you guys got it at GameStop, you guys would have gotten it at 9 p.m. And well, here's my copy, and it actually looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, it actually looks pretty cool. I did not open it yet, so.
Open it.
No, not yet.
Open.
You gotta get that crispy
sound. Anyways.
I can't remember what the word is. Glazing.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes. But anyways, speaking about this game, this game has been probably in production for about 2 years. They barely announced it when Super Smash Bros. was launched for the Switch, and they did hint at it with Simon Belmont's trailer, if you guys remember correctly. If you guys paid attention, they showed off a new the new poltergust on Luigi's back before he went to go hunt down in the Castlevania castle. Gosh darn it, I'm horrible with pronunciations, I know! But the third installment of the game takes place in a hotel with over 15 hours of gameplay, which is actually more than the first game being 8 hours, and the second game on the 3DS that is 4 hours. Why is it 4 hours? I have no clue. But from what I remember watching the trailers and playing at E3, they do reference the first game quite a lot, which is really nice. And since I know majority of you have seen the trailers, luckily enough, besides me forcing it down people's throats a little bit.
Just a little.
Just a little bit. I mean, that's what
Not
happens.
like you're a Luigi fan, are you?
No,
Slightly. Not at all.
Not at all, Luigi.
Mario get up.
She's wearing a Joker outfit.
Yes, I'm totally wearing the Joker outfit right now.
I thought you were a Toad fan.
Oh.
Boy.
No, obviously he's a Koopa.
Boy.
So when is Captain Toad 2 coming out?
Boy, I knew. Boy, I knew.
Wait, there was the first one?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, there was a first on the Wii U actually.
You haven't heard about the legend Captain Toad himself? I mean, we'll save that for another time.
Yeah, we'll save that for another future podcast episode. But yeah, the first game. Since everybody has played the first game, I'm kind of curious. Majority of people have, okay? Majority of people have played the first game. What is your guys' opinion about the first game when you guys played it for the first time?
When I was a youngster, when I played that game, because that was a long time ago in the GameCube era, I actually was very terrible at games when I first started, funny enough. And when I played that game, it took me a while to get the mechanics down. But I remember being in 100% completing that game.
Oh, wow.
But back then, so I had a lot more time. So go figure, when you have, the whole day and the whole night to play a game, of course you're going to beat, like, any game.
Really now?
Yeah, even all the way up to that Bowser robot thing? That was great.
Oh, the final boss?
Yeah, because that was like the most trollish of the whole game, honestly.
Was pretty trollish, that very end. It probably did, because that was kind of really bizarre knowing that Bowser was a robot instead of, like, himself.
It was piloted by King Boo, that's why. He was just trolling Luigi.
Not just... Yeah, I mean, I will admit, it was still impressive. Keep in mind, this is back in 2001. That was actually kind of impressive.
It's like, what's his worst fear? Facing Bowser himself.
Yeah, probably. I wouldn't be surprised. But at the same time, it's like, they could have done something a little bit more interesting, like what they did with the second game. They literally did a fight for the finale of Luigi and King Boo himself.
I'm also just surprised that near the end, when you complete, like, everything, your house or your mansion is complete, depending on how much you get.
How much money, yeah, that's right.
And I get, like, the whole mansion. It was great. And even back then now, Even back then, I think about it. I wonder how much loans money you have to take to buy a mansion that size.
It's so true. Oh god, that is so true. So would Tom Nook come after you for the loans now?
For reals, that rent's gonna be expensive.
Oh god. Unless you get like the D rank house or the E rank house, then it's pretty much useless.
Oh no, you know what this confirms? Luigi makes more money than Mario.
Dude, hands down.
Hands down. He owns a mansion.
Well, not just one mansion, technically. He owns 6 mansions. 6 of them.
I love his brother's success.
No.
He inherited.
He inherited 6 of them. Possibly.
They feel bad for him.
No.
No.
He just helped. That's all he did. Professor Egad gave him the equipment, and Luigi said, "You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go just bust some ghosts." And that's what honestly happened.
Is everyone forgetting the fact that Mario legitimately thought of playing it?
That's right. Well, then who would be richer? Luigi, Mario, Waluigi, or Wario?
Obviously, Waluigi.
Yeah.
What's wrong with this one?
That fool's out there making bank, and then only comes in when he wants to play some sports with Oreo.
Yeah, he puts all his money into the equipment. But then again, Mario does own a hotel, non-canon.
Well, technically, the new game, Luigi... Freaking heck. Technically, the 3rd game, this beauty, surprisingly, Mario does not own this hotel. Someone else does, completely. So...
Oh, it's not Mario's hotel?
No, it's not.
No, it's Mario's Motel.
Hey.
It's Holiday Inn.
Rest in peace.
The sequel, Waluigi's Inn.
But going back to the first game. Kara, since I know you played the first game, what was your opinion when you played it for the first time?
I really liked it. It was a good mechanic scheme for somebody who doesn't obviously go into the fighting like Mario does. Most of his games, you normally see him like going through everything and attacking any Goombas or Troopas off site or on site. With this one, it starts off, him meeting Professor Egad and getting the equipment, and then when he starts actually interacting with a lot of the ghosts, he's more freaking out than anything else, which they did end up bettering the way that he actually freaks out.
They gave him more personality, and the fact that it actually makes it a very big distinguish between like the normal 2D platform versus like the side-scrolling puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what kind of made it like its own cult, honestly. Like, think about it. It's already 3 games in. And the fact the first game came out in 2001. That's almost 20 years ago.
Who would think Luigi was this possible?
Oh, right. I wouldn't know,
Popular. There we go. Had a brain fart.
I'm excellent.
Anyways. So, I remember playing the first time. Sadly, it wasn't back in 2001 because, I owned the GameCube, but it was never that game. I only got, Mario Kart Double Dash, and also the Game Boy Advance SP was out at the same time, and I also played Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland. So later on in the year, I was playing about, maybe, not 2001, I want to say like 2007. That's where I started getting into the stories and stuff. And then when I played Luigi's Mansion for the first time, I will admit, playing it alone, like, it wasn't alone, but with like a group of friends, but actually letting them watch me play, it was actually impressive. I was actually surprised I got pretty far in that game alone. I'm like, not bad. And then obviously from there, yeah, it kind of escalated, but we all know this.
You got 6 more mansions.
Yes, he did. But no, it was really, really impressive, really fun, and for 2001 graphics, it was actually pretty much good, for its time. Now, here's a fun question, since I know all 3 of us have played the first game. Who was your favorite boss? Who was your favorite portrait ghost that you went up against?
Poltergeist.
Not in the game.
I brought my guest.
First. Wow.
No, you said
But-
Poltergeist.
What was your favorite boss that you played in the first game?
You know what? I'm trying to remember, but the
So
one
am
boss
I,
that
dude.
stands out is the Bowser battle. Honestly,
Oh, the final battle?
yeah, because the other boss I think were too easy.
Yeah, the other portrait ghosts were pretty easy. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, honestly, it's just stun and suck.
Pretty much. I mean, that was pretty much all of them. I think the one that was really compelling, like from what I remember with all the portrait ghosts, the one that there was a few that stood out, but the two that really stood out to me was Melody, which was the one playing the piano. If you guys remember her a little bit.
Oh yeah.
She stood out because her style, she was kind of like a friendly ghost, but at the same time she was like, oh, can you guess my music? And then it's like, oh wow, she actually knows her games, you know?
No. She's no Casper. She's no friendly ghost. Don't lie to me.
Okay, fine, that's the fortune teller. But the other battle that was impressive was Boolossus, which was the giant version of Boo. If you guys remember that one.
We're talking Dragon Ball?
No.
We're talking Dragon Ball?
Bro,
You stole that one from me.
It's not Dragon Ball.
Are you sure?
Yes, there's literally a boss battle in Luigi's Mansion that there is a giant Boo called Boolossus. And what you do, you freeze the tiny Boos and you freaking suck it up. And there's about 20 to 30 of them.
It's when Majin Buu eats too much.
yeah, don't you remember Luigi
White.
versus Majin Buu? That's canon.
Cannon.
Wow.
We now have the Crow of Judgment here.
With his shop vac.
He will stare upon
Wow.
all of us.
I feel so special knowing that Boo is officially now dubbed the Majin Buu. So there you go on that.
I'm
Oh,
sorry, man.
punny.
There, but what was that?
A Boo noise.
That was not a funny. That was
Yeah,
a
it
giggle.
was. That's how they sound. I really wish I knew how to describe it. But
Yeah, I like this.
obviously 2001, the graphics were good. It was on the GameCube. We all know that. But obviously 2013 rolls around. We all know the people that were in the Nintendo community knew that as the year of Luigi. So that was a pretty interesting year. They released about 5 games for the character, but one of them that actually got a better rating than the first game, surprisingly, was the sequel to the Luigi's Mansion series, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. I'm not joking. Stop.
Ooh, behave, boys.
I am. I just have a Crow of Judgment looking down on all of us.
Fair enough.
Is it a Dark Moon?
But yes, Dark Moon was out in 2013, and along with its release, they also released a purple 3DS because it was supposed to coincide with the game. Very nice color too.
Yeah, it was purple.
And from all the reviews I've read about the sequel compared to the first game, the sequel got a 9.5 out of 10 for a 3DS title, especially a Mario game. So that's pretty huge. Because the first game, the one for the GameCube, got a 5 out of 10.
Ooh.
I don't know why. It was good.
I think it's because of the storytelling. Because the storytelling in the second game was more laid out. But the only thing I did not like about the second game was the fact that it was more mission-based. When, like, obviously in the first game, it was more like you could wander the house and see what happens. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, the second game was more mission-based, saying, okay, you need to go obtain this key. Okay, you need to go obtain this part. Okay, you need to defeat this kind of stuff. So they went in that kind of order. But other than that, the story itself is really good. Really very Nintendo family-oriented kind of story. I really like the new mechanic that they included the UV flashlight in that one. So that was cool. And then the ghosts in there, I'm gonna admit, they were more cookie cutter based and not very portrait like the first game. So a very different atmosphere. But still very, very Nintendo like for sure. Then about 2 years ago, from like I think sometime last month, 2 years ago, they re-released the GameCube version for the 3DS, which, ironically enough, the original GameCube version of the game was not meant to be on the GameCube at all. It was actually meant to be on the 3DS when the 3DS was announced, back in like 2010 or 2011.
Mm-hmm.
So the first game, and the other funny thing about the first game, it was supposed to be a lot darker than it should be, that we know today. It was supposed to be a lot darker. Like, if you died,
my humor.
Like, if you died, you had to start the game all over again, you bad. Mm-hmm. It was pretty grim. And there's even...
Billy, Mandy.
And then there's... Oh... But,
The Adventures of Mario and Luigi.
But, the game for the 3DS, the remake of the first game for the 3DS, they introduced the character Luigi, which, is basically ghost ectoplasma with green coffee.
Huh?
I'm not joking.
Good Luigi.
I'm literally not joking.
I'll take I'll take 1 cup of whatever the Japanese you have.
Whatever Japanese you're having.
Basically, on Nintendo's official Luigi's Mansion 3 website, they were showing little story tidbits of, like, you know, Professor Egad doing his experiments and stuff. And this was also posted during the time the first Luigi's Mansion was being remade for the 3DS. They literally posted how in the heck Luigi was made, which was green coffee mixed with ectoplasma of ghosts. I really wish I'm joking, but it's actually been 100% confirmed. Which is weird as weird can be.
That's amazing.
It is actually pretty... I will admit, it's creative. It is creative. I'm not gonna lie. But...
as creative as me making cookies that are pre-made.
But, long story short, they introduced Luigi in the remake version of Luigi's Mansion. We all know the tall tale about that one. Then, obviously, like I said, when they were showing off the trailer for Simon Belmont for Smash, they revealed during the same year that Luigi's Mansion 3 was in production. They only told that it was supposed to be released that year, but they never did, so obviously it got released, quote-unquote, today. You know, I mean, this kind of says it all right here.
Does it?
Yes. And so, overall, I mean, me and Tara have played the game demo at E3, right?
Yes, I have.
What was your experience playing that demo?
It was actually really fun. So I'm not sure if they actually went into depth as far as the demo goes.
Describe your experience about the demo. Describe it.
It was entertaining. I got to see different aspects of what they were going to be introducing in the game. I did like the electric keys finding, where you actually have to pay attention to the area, use Luigi as well. Like, you actually have to interact with Luigi a lot. So he's not just like a side character that you just pull up every now and then. He's an actual character you will use consistently throughout the levels.
Very good for puzzle solving, for sure.
Exactly, because there's a lot of places that Luigi cannot go.
For sure, because, well, yeah. But, when you went into, obviously, from, if you remember, going into the game demo and stuff, remember how it was like a Haunted Mansion theme?
Mm-hmm.
What was your reaction about that? Like, the fact they went full out on that? Like, seeing the whole display and everything.
I really liked what they did with the hotel. It's different, and I think it definitely lets you know that it adds more as far as like enemies, areas to explore and stuff like that, because you're going to have different floors rather than different rooms in a mansion, and each room is going to have its own little scenery. So you, like you were talking about beforehand, you have Egypt, you have what was the other one, like the Knights area,
Pirate Cafe, the Knights, a disco. a jungle, the foyer, obviously, of a normal hotel.
So you'll be able to actually like see different areas and explore and use Luigi as needed, depending on the scenarios.
For sure. I totally agree with that. Because I remember when at this point, you remember how many times I played that game.
You were in that line and nothing else.
I think that was pretty much the only game I played at E3.
She was in the line like 8 times.
6 times.
6? Okay, still the wait time was 3 hours.
Actually, it wasn't 3 hours, surprisingly. It was about an hour and a half each, which wasn't too bad. I just kept coming back. Which is no surprise, especially for me. No, I played it 6 times because every time you played and beat the game... Ouch. Every time you played and beat the game, you got one of these babies.
You got a flashlight.
Yes.
So they go on eBay for $100, right?
They're about $13 to $14 actually, the $15 mini flashlight.
I'll keep my phone's flashlight.
But no, the flashlight's actually really practical. I love how they actually made, you know, some goodie that's actually useful, you know, because hell, blackout tapping, you know, you need a flashlight somehow. Yeah. So it's really handy. It's really practical. I like that it's small, that you could carry it anywhere, so it's really good. The display itself, I remember when I was talking to the vice president of Nintendo of America, he told me the display and everything of that little area took about 6 months to create all of it. Ooh. And then I asked, what are you going to do with the stuff? And he's like, oh, it's all going in the trash. 6 months of hard work for creating that display, trash. The only thing that they saved was the 2 statues, if you remember in the front.
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
Of Luigi and regular Luigi. Yeah, those 2 statues right now are currently in Nintendo of America's location.
See, I'm a weeb.
I think I have those pictures on my Instagram. Maybe.
If
not, I have to put them.
I'll definitely stick them into the podcast for sure, so that people could see what we're talking about.
All right.
But the display of like where the demo is located, I really love the use of the holograms that they were using a lot. The hologram display was really impressive. Like
yes.
they showed the holograms of like the different ghosts and stuff, and then like at certain points you can see the coins coming off the chandelier and stuff. And even sometimes where you like stand in the foyer, there's like usually ghosts popping up in too. So that was really cool. Really, really impressive.
It was really
if I remember correctly, the game itself won Game Critic Award for Best Family Friendly Game at E3. Which is actually pretty cool. So, and at least it won something. I'm not going to argue. And with all the reviews coming in so far from people that played the game, you know, showed off the whole entire game on YouTube, leaked footage and all that stuff. So far, the game got like a solid 8.5 or 9 out of 10. So it's a really high number. Which is really impressive. But the funny thing about the third game, they mentioned the first game a lot. Like, they mentioned about, like, if you remember the first game, remember how there were, like, a lot of pearls and stuff? They brought they brought back the pearls into the third game.
All right.
Some of the ghosts are pretty much cookie cutter / portrait ghosts combined. Like,
so it's a ghost with scissors.
I'll tell you about it later. But there's literally some of the bosses really stand out. Like there was one floor that was like a movie themed floor where literally one of the bosses you fight is literally a Godzilla based ghost. I am so excited to go up against that.
Wait, did I hear Godzilla?
Yes, there is a Godzilla ghost in Luigi's Mansion 3.
It's not actually Godzilla, it's probably Reptar.
No, it's Godzilla. It's literally a huge reference.
No, it's Reptar.
Reptar, okay.
Okay.
I am Reptar, hear me roar.
Oh, Lord. But no, they reference Godzilla, they reference Disco, they reference a lot of things, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful game. I'm beyond excited to do gameplay of it and just play it for a whole day and night without people annoying me.
When we're not here.
Yeah, pretty much. But
Can't say this won't be great entertainment.
I'm gonna cry. How much editing do I have to do?
Well, I haven't cursed yet.
No.
That's good so far.
Symbol.
Yeah.
But wait, are you guys gonna pick up the game when you guys have time?
Yeah, I will when I can, actually.
Nice.
I've actually yet to play 2, but I assume you don't have to play 2 to play 3, right?
Honestly, no.
Okay.
I have to play 1 to play 3, right?
There's a lot of references to 1 though.
So then you just play number 3.
No,
Yeah,
there's
just
one
skip to
sensor.
3.
Yeah, just
But
you just
anyways.
have to buy GameCube and Luigi's Mansion and just
Or just
on the
play the
TV.
remake version of it on the 3DS, like I just said.
or download the emulator. Oops, who said that?
Anyway, there's about 10 minutes left in this beautiful podcast. So I'm gonna do this again because we have special guests of some sort.
Yeah,
we're gonna roast video games again, but we're gonna stick to the theme of roasting Luigi's Mansion because
No,
I know
can't
that's
roast Fortnite.
no, we're not roasting Fortnite tonight.
Now I'm sad.
We're gonna roast
Makes
Luigi's.
this image invalid.
No, hey, we're gonna roast.
I have not.
Gosh darn it!
once.
We're gonna roast Luigi's Mansion because the game is out now for the Nintendo Switch, so you guys can go pick it up at your local GameStop, or you could get the digital version on the eShop, which is about $59.99, so pretty much $60.
It's ought to be good for you.
So that's the point. Anyways, we're gonna.
making fun of the game.
Anyways, it's supposed to be fun, okay? Anyways, we're gonna roast Luigi's Mansion for about 5 minutes. So, who wants to start
Send me
roasting?
that.
You really want us to continue roasting again? We
Yeah,
already did it
we're gonna
before.
continue roasting a
Oh,
little
by the
bit.
way, Liam.
I thought we already roasted the last episode.
We're gonna roast again. You guys
Why,
are
it's so
supposed to
bad
get-
we don't need to roast it again.
See,
Yeah,
I
it's
just
burnt now.
Played it.
roast
I
about
guess
the
that's a
churches.
roast in itself because it never interested me.
Ouch. Ouch. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I'm sorry. Did I hurt your soul character?
Ouch.
Since when did the tall, wimpy brother ever,
I mean, we always was second rate.
get any...
Red is the color of victory, anyway.
Ouch.
Hey, you asked for this.
I did ask. I did ask. But the only reason why I'm doing roasting is because we have special people here. So, it makes sense.
Luigi's
Yeah,
Mansion, more like
special.
Mario did it first.
Huh?
Luigi's Mansion, more like Mario did it first.
Oh,
Hotel Mario.
Ouch.
yeah,
Damn. Ouch.
Everybody.
what was that? Flood?
Yeah.
Flood is horrible. I'm sorry, but I hate Flood.
It's better than your shop vac.
No!
Video?
Flood from Mario Sunshine.
God, they're just stealing ideas left
Oh.
and right.
No, wow.
I mean, yeah, I get it.
Let her hang
Japan
out.
and China don't
At
have-
least Flood's nozzle changed.
Yeah, it does change.
Super Mario Sunshine 2. Wait, let's change the cover to Luigi's Mansion. There we go.
All you're doing in Luigi's
Ouch.
Mansion is eating ghost ass.
Eating ghost ass.
Have you noticed, like, their asses are always towards you, too?
Yeah, it's true.
They're just asking for it. You know what they are? They're the frickin' Sadako. Sadakus?
No, they're into CNC. That's what it is.
What?
You ever seen
What? Wait, what?
Nothing.
Oh,
They're Sadakus. They're the creatures.
oh Lord. Oh,
Except they're
Lord.
going backwards.
When's Bouette gonna be in the game? Maybe I'll buy it.
Wow.
You
Wow.
said buy the game for me, I might buy it.
No, when Ed.
Oh, I thought he said buy the game for me. I might buy it.
Yes. Buy the game for me so then I can sell it and then I buy for myself.
Wow. Wow. I feel
It's
loved.
free.
I just came in here.
Wow. I feel loved.
Do you? Because Luigi sir doesn't. You did. ask
No.
for it.
I know I did.
It's a game called Hotel Luigi.
No.
It's Luigi's
Motel Luigi.
Luigi looking for rent.
Hey, look, it's from King Boo.
Hey,
Dear
wait,
pesky
wait,
plumbers.
fucking man. Sorry, you're gonna have to censor that one out.
I have a lot of censoring. to
I
do
gotta
this
make you work for it. Okay?
Why? I'm already putting you in the episode. That's already enough work.
You're an editor. You gotta work.
It's gonna be censored so much, it's gonna like sound like a
It's gonna
rock
sound
band.
like Morse code.
You know, for every word that you pick up, that
Luigi's Mansion is so bad, this thing's gonna be edited to like 2 minutes.
Wow. I hate you for that one. I hate you.
Hey, Christina.
Wow. What?
So when you go through this and edit it, I do require that you put a little counter of how many censors you've had to put on for me.
Just in the
That's
top corner. It's like
gonna
right
be
there.
tough. That's
like
gonna be
right
tough.
there.
I gotta learn how to edit that though. Darn
You gotta
it.
put a number at the top.
No, I gotta learn how to edit that in there.
She needs to learn how to edit keywords.
Yeah. I'm I got fun to do.
Oh, I'm
But-
sorry. We went from roasting Luigi's Mansion to roasting you.
I know, right? I'm in the same boat. Anyways, I'm always roasted. Anyways.
Big fan of a Luigi.
No, I'm always
Doesn't even
roasting.
pick Luigi for Super Smash Brothers.
It looks like a
Stop it!
Don't.
How bad do you have to be when your side B is a whole big ass explosion fart?
Well, it's actually pretty good though. The misfire is
inside
good.
of a latex product.
And it's called Misfire?
Yes, it
What's
is called misfire.
Misfire?
Do you know who's a better
It's
character?
explosive diarrhea.
Mario.
Wow. Good lord. Wow. Friggin' hell. Jesus
Christina,
Christ. Why?
Do you know how to edit in top hats? The drum sets?
Well, yeah, I already do that. Why?
Top hats.
How to play.
Symbol.
How to play, not
How
do.
to play.
How to play Luigi's Mansion.
Don't play.
How to play
I'm Mario
Luigi's
Kart.
Mansion.
Yeah,
Suck.
I'm Mario Kart. You have a better time.
Good. I'm already feeling bad. Anyways, we got about 3 minutes left, so let's do last recap of who we got here today, and then I can close it out.
All right, we got my
So-
buddy.
No.
Yeah,
No.
No.
We got
No.
Mark.
He said no.
No.
Anyways, I'm Nintendo Lady here. We got Matt. We got Daniel. Have. We got Liam in the corner who's
What are you
beaming
gonna
away.
censor out the impact noise?
Anyways, who else do we got here?
Tara. For terrible.
We can find you on
Instagram.
Instagram, right?
Mm-hmm.
Under Terrible Insight.
Yes.
Nice. Who else do we got?
Vincent. That's
what do we
it.
find you under?
Just Vincent. No, the Vincent Grime Adventure. Obviously. The
Yeah.
best adventure on Earth.
Obviously?
Yes, obviously.
No, it's
Right.
Luigi's Mansion. That's the best.
Don't make me come over there.
Bruh, I'm set to play this game. I'm set. It's gonna be
Are
the
you?
best. Yes,
Are
I
you
am.
positive?
Yes.
You haven't done it yet. I don't think you're set.
I played it 6 times at E3. I am totally set.
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
Because
I'm
he's
retarded.
dumb.
Set on
Anyway,
playing a horrible game. Just
I
kidding.
love horror games. Only plays Luigi's Mansion.
I mean, hey,
hey, I'm so
it pretty much sets up the series.
Anyways, we got less than a minute. We'll see you guys next week with a very special episode, being our very special interview with Miss Emily Young, who was the assistant producer and QA for the game Indivisible that is out right now for PC, Xbox, and PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. So with that said, we'll see you guys next month. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Happy Halloween.
Happy
Don't
Halloween.
light on
Happy
fire. We're already doing
Halloween.
that.